think you are to disrespect me like that? Do you think you're some sort of queen, do you? You would never listen to me when I tell you what to do. You think I'm a joke, do you? You don't even act like you're listening to me. Oh, well, hello to you too, Jean. But you have to be a little bit more specific than that. I have no idea what you're talking about. How many times do I have to tell you? I've told you millions of times, and you just let my words slide over your head. Like I said, you have to be more specific than that, or I'll never know what you're talking about. I said to never buy my son those triangle briefs. Do you remember now? Huh? Jeez, why do you even care what he wears under his pants? That's a little creepy. Men should never wear those kinds of briefs. I told you! They should never wear those tight briefs. It's not good for them. They should be wearing one of those loose boxers. They keep everything cool. Do you know nothing about men's anatomy? I'm sure you remember now, Lisa. Do you remember now? All right. I think I remember you saying something about boxers and briefs. I just thought that was your preference. I never really paid attention. Do you hate me? Why do you never listen? You always do the exact opposite of what I tell you to. You have no respect for me, do you? You can at least act like you're listening, but you never do. No disrespect, Jean, but why do you even care what he wears? I seriously don't understand. I really don't. Jim wears whatever he wants, and I never buy his underwear. I'm not his personal shopper, Jean. He buys his own underwear, and I don't care what he wears. What? You should have stopped him. I don't care if he wears briefs or boxers or some kind of flowery bikini. You shouldn't come running at me and tell me what to do. Go talk to your son. I don't get it. And besides, why do you even think you have a say in what he wears? It's his junk and he can choose whatever he wants to wear to cover that. He's not your dear little boy anymore, Jean. He's a grown man and married. He's old enough to choose for himself. Do you get it? Why are you trying to tell him what to wear? Why? Do you have to micromanage every aspect of his life? I am his mother, and I have every right to say what I have to say. Oh, then why did you let him marry Jean? You might have well just kept him under your care. He would have been a great mama's boy. And you could have kept him as your personal living male doll and dressed him in whatever underwear you like. You think I approved of this marriage? I never approved of this. You somehow lured him into this crap of a marriage, and he was just head over heels about you. You blinded him into marrying you, and what can I do to stop him? I couldn't stop him. But mark my words, Lisa, I never wanted Jim to marry you. Of all the possibilities, I didn't want you to be his wife. Oh well, now you don't even keep it a secret, huh? I always knew you were never fond of me, but I always tried really hard to get closer to you. I thought if I tried, we could bridge the gap between us. I guess that's not going to happen. Oh, that was never going to happen, you evil brat! Well, you know, I just thought all mothers-in-law were like this. I just thought if I tried to understand you and try to cater to you, we could overcome this. You know, all relationships change, so I thought we could make this work. But now I know I was the naive one. I thought you were joking when you talked about Jim's underwear. I really did. But I never knew you were so serious about this. You just have to manage what his underwear is. I mean, I can't try to get closer to someone who micromanages this type of thing. Where did you even get the idea that you can get closer to me? Was I too subtle? I never wanted to get to know you, even less get closer to you. And I still stand by it. Oh, well then, that makes it more straightforward, doesn't it? It sure does, Lisa. Well, that's settled then. You took him from me! You took everything I had from me! He was my everything! I still remember the day you came to see me. That evil smirk on your face. You're just a doll my son plays with. And you act like you rule over him like he's your servant. What? Did you just call me a doll? Wow, Jean. That's quite a comment. I can't stand a ragged play doll like you treating my son like that. I will do whatever I can to stop you. You just do whatever my son tells you to do. That's all you have to do. Don't think. Just do as you're told. Jean, you're just delusional. I never expected you to treat me as an equal, but this has gone too far. You know how much I tried. You were my mother-in-law. I thought it was my duty to be respectful to you. Huh! I don't know who you were being respectful to. Do you have another mother-in-law? Jean, why can't you just acknowledge what I have been doing for you? Why are you lying to yourself? I'm not that weak to get gaslit by your lies. I know how much I tried and you do too. I have never done anything wrong to be treated like this. I am a grown woman and you will not treat me this way. You will not call me a play doll, no matter how upset you are with me, for whatever delusional reason. It's not like a play doll will bring home the money for the house. I will call you whatever I want, and you will always be a ragged play doll. And what's all this nonsense about bringing home the money? Who cares if you do? I don't even think you believe that helps your relationship with my son. What are you talking about? What do you even know about us? You have so many different kinds of panties that escort girls would wear. I think I even saw one that has a slit right in the middle. What is that perverted thing? I never knew that kind of thing existed. Do you use that to lure my son into getting what you want? So disgusting. And imagine being ignored by your own husband, even with all those perverted stunts. You know what, Lisa? I actually feel sorry for you. How did you end up wearing those just to get my son's attention? Wow, Jean. You're unbelievable. Were you going through my wardrobe? Who do you think you are? And look at you talk. Such shallow and sleazy tricks just to look for things to attack me. I don't know how low you can get. At this rate, you're going to hit rock bottom and go deeper. Oh, don't worry, Lisa. I'll make sure I drag you down with me. And when did you sneak into my home? Did you just come busting in the house when no one was home? I never busted in. I can go in as much as you can. I am your husband's mom. I have all the rights. I'm sure you do. Is that why you checked me in my husband's underwear? I can do whatever I want at my son's house. Oh, sure you do. So which of my panties did you like? Do you need some? Oh, please, Lisa. I don't need any of your nasty undergarments. Oh, I'm sure of that. Do you have some kind of fetish for underwear? I mean, you're so obsessed with them. If you have all the time in your hands, why don't you go find some job and get a life? What? How dare you call me all that? I'm not hearing that from a useless, sterile hoe who can't even give birth. What? What are you talking about? I'm the only one among my friends who doesn't have a grandchild. Do you know how much I feel left out? Everyone talks about their grandchildren. They share pictures and stories, and do you know how jealous I get? I have to stay there smiling for their stories and pictures. Do you know how terrible that is? You know nothing. You don't know how terrible it feels to be in that position. Why should I feel left out just because you can't have a baby? Don't you think that's unfair? It's not like I can tell everyone that you're sterile. Who even told you that? Who told you that I'm sterile? Is this more crap that you brewed up in your sleep? It's been 2 years since you were married to Jim, and there's no talk about babies. That's because it's our business and not yours. You even just mumbled your way out when I asked what your plans were. What else would that mean? It's logical to think that you can't have a baby. Besides, my friend's daughter-in-law already gave birth to 2 children. 2! And they're both sons. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's just nice. Did you ask what kind of underwear they wear? Shut up, Lisa. Your duty as a daughter-in-law is to give birth to healthy babies. Don't even call yourself a woman if you can't do that. Look at what you're saying. What did I tell you? I said it's going to be hard to have a child if you're working. I told you to quit your work and have a baby. I have no idea why you put your work above having a baby. You don't know what a a privilege it is to have a child. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I was going to tell you this when the time is right, but I guess I'll have to tell you anyways. Listen, I'm pregnant. What? What do you mean you're pregnant? For how long? It's only 9 weeks. I was going to tell you when it got more stable. Is that true? You really have conceived. Why didn't you tell me earlier? You just got pregnant all of a sudden. That's weird. Anyways, congratulations. Is it a boy or a girl? How do I know, Jean? It's only been 9 weeks. You can't tell if the baby is a boy or a girl at that stage of pregnancy. Just wait a few more weeks and I'll tell you. I heard from my friends you can find out with ultrasound even if it's early pregnancy. You're a mom now. You should know this stuff, Lisa. Do your homework. Jeez, okay, I will. Give me a break. Oh, and didn't you get any pregnancy dreams? What is the last dream you remember? You just know what your pregnancy dream is because it's so vivid. You can't forget it. I don't know. I don't remember. What do you mean you don't remember? Didn't you dream of some kind of animal? Like a tiger or a bear? Or maybe freaking out because you forgot where you put the baby? Anything baby-related? Nope, nothing like that. Are you sure? Those things can tell you if the baby is a boy or a girl. Tell me when you dream of one, okay? Okay, I'll let you know. Well then, great job, Lisa. Congratulations again. Thank you. It's nice to hear you be kind to me. Now you're being a decent daughter-in-law, bringing all the good news. Isn't this the first in 2 years? Now I can go tell my friends. Oh, well, I take that back. Now that you're pregnant, you're quitting your job, right? You know how careful you should be when you're pregnant, right? It's not like I'm infected or anything. I should quit my job? I'm not sick, I'm just pregnant. It's not like I have any signs of miscarriage. I'm going to work as long as I can. I really think you should stay home, honey. I don't want anything to happen to the baby. And not going to work will help me? I don't think so. But you should take prenatal classes. How else are you going to learn how to be a good mom? I'm going to sign up to the classes my company offers. I'm sure that will do. Besides, I heard moving around gets difficult during the later stages of pregnancy. I think it will be much better if I move around when I can. You just can't do as I say even once, can you? You always have something up your sleeves. What are you going to do if something happens to the baby? Do you have plans for that? I've never seen a study saying not working helps the baby get healthier. I'll do what I can, and you can do what you want. I'll visit the doctors every week if that helps you. So don't overreact and stop being unreasonable. Be honest with me, Lisa. You better not lie. This isn't Jim's baby, is it? That's another man's kid. Just tell me the truth. Is it that again? Just drop it, Jean. You're being paranoid. I've told you and I'll tell you again. Anna is our baby. I would know, right? Oh, I don't know if you would, Lisa. How could you know? You're giving me all this crap since Anna was born saying she doesn't look a little bit like Jim. Why won't you drop this? What's the problem? Is Anna too pretty to be your family? You know why I'm doing this, Lisa. You've seen Anna's face. She doesn't look like Jim even the slightest. It's like she's not even related to Jim. Are you blind? What are you talking about? She's the spitting image of Jim. No, she looks nothing like Jim. I thought it was because she was too young, with her face still so wrinkly. But now that I see Anna now, she looks nothing like her father. I mean, look at her! Even you can't say Anna looks like Jim. You can think whatever you want. You can be as delusional as you want if that suits you. By the way, go get your eyes checked. It seems like you need glasses. You little brat. You know what? Why don't you just get a divorce with Jim? I don't need a daughter-in-law like you, and I'm pretty sure you don't want anything to do with me. Well, you got that right. You just read my mind. Take that little runt of yours and get out of my sight. And leave my son alone. And tell you what, Lisa, I knew you would never approve, being the cheater you are, so I just took things into my own hands. What do you mean? What did you do? I did a paternity test on Anna, and I found that Anna is not Jim's daughter. Not so shocking, is it? I'm sure you would have known. Now, before I kick you out on the streets, just get a divorce like a civilized adult when I give you the chance. If you don't comply, I'll make sure every single person you know gets the results. Well, what do you know, Jean? Are you sitting down? I think you should. Why do you care? I'm doing whatever I want. Look, I don't know if you've actually done a paternity test, but I really did. And it turns out, unsurprisingly, that Anna is 99.99% Jim's daughter. Is there anything else to say, Jean? Tell me about the paternity test you did. I'm just surprised how a paternity test can have such drastically different results. You did a paternity test? When? Why did you do a paternity test if you're so sure Anna is Jim's daughter? You must have been unsure of yourself if you had to take one. Why did you do a test? Well, obviously it's because you were bugging me every single day for the past 3 months. You would call me and text me that Anna is not Jim's daughter. And most of all, I talked to John about this because I thought it might get you to stop. What? You called my husband? You called John? Yeah, I had to do something. But guess what? It was John's idea to get a paternity test, not mine. And while we were on it, we also did a paternity test on John and Jim. What? Why would they do something like that? You talked them into this. That was also not my idea. And I never talked them into anything. John came up with the idea and Jim agreed to it. I didn't say a word. Do you remember what happened 30 years ago? What are you talking about? Why are you bringing this up? When you and John were in deep financial trouble and barely had money to feed the family, John told me he went to be a miner. He told me that was the best paying job that he could find as an unexperienced person. Then he told me you gave birth to Jim only 7 months after John left to be a miner. What? Did he tell you that? Jesus Christ, Jean. 7 months? If a baby is born in 7 months, they should go straight into an incubator. But I heard Jim was just fine. I heard he even weighed the same as a baby that is 10 months old. I'm all for miracles, but a premature child that only weighs the same as a 10-month-old baby? Shut your mouth, Lisa. Do you even know what you're saying? Are you telling me that I cheated on my husband? We were having a good marriage for the past 30 years. Are you trying to ruin that? And you cannot say something like that when you're a cheating wife yourself. Oh, I'm not the cheater. I'm pretty sure you are. So don't get angry at me. Be angry at yourself. Besides, I'm just telling you why John asked me to do a paternity test on him and John. I didn't even tell you the results. It's almost like you know what the results are. I have the results with me, you know. Don't you want to know? Oh, I'm sure you know what the results are, don't you? How the hell would I know? Okay then. Just to let you know, John is not the father of Jim. Obviously, you know why that is. No. All what happened was that I was in labor and I went to deliver John. That's all there is to it. Like any other pregnancy. I swear to God, I have nothing to be ashamed of. Don't you accuse me of things that I didn't do. Well, I guess if you've been acting like a hoe for the past 30 years, you lose sense of what is shameful. What? What are you talking about? Last time you came to visit us, I accidentally saw your message. You went through my phone! You cheeky little... It's not like I picked up your phone and checked your message. It was on the table. It was just there in plain sight. You went into the bathroom to take a shower and your phone kept ringing. Some sort of message showed up on the screen. And do you know what I saw? Be quiet! I couldn't believe what I saw. At first, I thought it was John because the message said, "I love you and I miss you." But the sender was not John. It was someone else. That person even said, You are my girl 30 years ago and now. It's almost like he was drunk texting you, with all those shameless texts. That had been going on for over 10 minutes. And I just watched that live until you came out of the shower. I mean, how can you cheat on your husband for 30 years? Jesus, Gene. I'm going to kill you. Oh, don't add homicide to your list. I'm sure you don't want that. Aren't you ashamed of being a dirty slut for 30 years? Well, at least you have consistency. What? Are you calling me a slut? How dare you? Well, if that's not a slut, I don't know what is. That's not really a class act, don't you think? Cheating on your husband and meeting up with some other man is not really what society calls normal, if you didn't know. Oh, but you don't have any proof, do you? It's your words against mine. No, it's your words against evidence. What evidence? What do you mean? You have nothing to threaten me with. Just to be clear, no one is threatening you. I'm trying to reason with you. I knew you wouldn't admit to all this, so I took pictures of that screen. I was so shocked, but I did what I could. I'm pretty sure that would be enough to prove you've been cheating. So I guess that old man you're dating with is Jim's father, right? It has to be him. You know nothing! No, I do know quite a lot. He said you were his girl for the last 30 years. Isn't that around the time you got pregnant? You didn't cheat on him too, did you? I still don't understand how you can cheat on someone for 30 years straight. Of all the people, I never knew you would have that consistency. You buy new clothes every season and buy new shoes when there is the slightest bit of dirt. But you, Gene, had unwavering love to one person. That's quite some feat. You are a cheater, but a devoted one, so I'll give you that. I never heard of such a thing from a cheater. Quite surprising, to say the least. Are you making fun of me right now? You keep your mouth shut if you want to meet your daughter again. Are you threatening me right now? Wow, Gene. You're not really in a position to threaten anyone, Gene. Not a good move. I didn't know you were this stupid. I thought you had to be a little smart to not get caught cheating. So you're telling me that you told John about this? You already told him. Not only John. I think John was suspecting as much. Jim knows as well. I had to tell Jim. Jim also has all the rights to know about this, don't you think? And he was going to know anyways. You talking rat. You will pay for this. Oh, wait. Now I see. You're so especially fond of Jim because he's the son of your love. That's what it was, right? And that underwear fetish. Your lover must wear briefs. So you wanted your son to do so too. Ugh. That's a bit disgusting, Gene. You shut up! And you were a cheater yourself, so you thought I was a cheater too. Because that's all you know. Jesus, Gene. Just because you're a cheater doesn't mean everyone is. And all you came up with was an empty threat that our Anna is not Jim's daughter? Don't you think that's too shallow? You were never a match for my son. My son is worth more than some woman like you. I'll rather have him divorce you and live with me. No one in the world loves my son more than I do. I'm better at cooking than you. I'm better at cleaning than you. Jim will be better off with me. You can take your runt with you. Jim doesn't need it. So give me back my son and go away. Holy crap, you think Jim's your lover? You're on another level of disgusting. And guess what, Gene? Jim says he doesn't want to have anything to do with you. Not that surprising, right? You lied to him for 30 years. If it were not for me, I don't think he would have ever known. Were you planning on telling Jim? Tell me, Gene. You dirty little worm. Yeah, I thought not. And John said he'll be filing a divorce with you as well. So you should start looking for a lawyer. A good one if you want to cut down any sort of money you'll be paying to John. Go do what you do with your lover and stay away from us. You dirty cheater! I'll prove that you cheated. I'll tell the whole world that you're a cheater. I'll kill you! I never cheated on Jim. I'm not some kind of slut like you, Gene. I never even thought of it for a second. Unlike you, I know what makes me happy. It's John. And now there's Anna. Well, I guess you'll never understand. After that, my in-laws got a divorce and their 35 years of marriage came to an end. Jean didn't really have much because she always spent so much on new things and gadgets. Even what she had went into paying the alimony to John. She sent a text full of rant to Jim saying he is all she has and he should take her in. Jim never replied. He just blocked her on the spot. Good choice from Jim's part. Later, I heard that she went off to live with her lover, but he kicked her out. Not surprising, considering her spending habits. Also, it seemed like she used to send him allowance money every month with the money John earned. So there was obviously no reason to take her in from his point of view. In the end, Jean was just used by someone she considered her lover. Now that I think of it, I guess I do feel pity for her. Leading a cheap life, never knowing what true love is, she'll die alone, all by herself. Jim and I are happy with Anna. Anna is now 5 and she's going to elementary school. I'm so happy Anna is growing up looking just like her dad. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.